Hi, it's me, Dominique Moj, and I have officially been in Korea for 1 day over a month. That's right, a month and a day. I am now in my apartment that I will not be doing a tour of because, as I said, I do not want any of my personal life on these YouTube streets. There's also not much to show. It's just a studio apartment. I'm sitting on my bed. Anyway, so I have been in Korea officially for, that's a Sprite can and lotion. Whatever. I have been in Korea since November 18th Korea time. And today is December 19th, 2022. So it's officially a month yesterday, but I didn't feel like filming. I also didn't feel like putting on makeup, but I have makeup on today because I had a very important business meeting. But let's backtrack. So my time in Korea has been very, very interesting. Nothing is going as planned. As usual, nothing in my life ever goes as planned, but it always somehow works out, so I'm hoping that things will continue to work out. Upon landing on November 18th, I was not able to get a taxi for about 6 hours. Yeah, I was stranded at the airport for 6 hours. I landed at 3 and I did not make it to my hotel, which was in Incheon, until like 9 o'clock at night. So 6 hours I was just stranded at the airport. I had to phone a friend. It was because I have a service dog, and I was so tired from the flight and the travel that I could not remember the word for I have a service dog, I am disabled. So many of the older Korean taxi drivers did not understand that she was a service dog. They were all very apologetic. I eventually got a taxi, blah, blah, blah. And then that was really the hardest day. It was just the first day. That was really the last of my troubles. But I did attend the Oasis class. That's what I want to talk about, actually. It was very interesting. It was just a 2-day class, 12 hours in total, and it was the basic intellectual property class. You have to take Oasis 1 before you take Oasis 2, but for the rest of the Oasis classes, you can take them in any order. Like whichever one you're just available for, whichever one is available while you're available, that type of thing. So, now that wasn't the last of my troubles, because now I have another trouble. I wanted to land, take the Oasis class, and get my visa like within a month. It's officially been a month and I still don't have my visa. I'm going to have to do this by myself, just with my Oasis certificate, because I arrived at the wrong time of year because Oasis closes from November until February. Like the whole program, they just have a downtime, the end of November until beginning of February. So I'm going to take my Oasis certificate and my application that I'm going to fill out by myself and all of that, and apply for the D10-2 visa by myself, and I hope that I do it correctly. So fingers crossed, prayers up. So yeah, a recap of the Oasis class level 1, Oasis 1 class. It was the basic intellectual property course, and it just covered how you get your intellectual property rights in Korea. It was very basic, not that intuitive, honestly. I'll talk more about the future classes, but it really was just the core of, hey, this is what Oasis is, this is how you can get your visas, this is how you can start your company, this is kind of Korean culture 001, not even 101. Yeah, it was fun. I met a couple people that I am now in contact with. One in particular I'm in contact with, the other one I don't really know who he is. But yeah, and then after the Oasis class, I then moved down to Seoul. I wanted to stay in Incheon while I took the Oasis class because I landed on the 18th. The Oasis class was, Oasis 1 class was November 22nd, and I was like, yeah, let me just stay in this hotel. So I stayed in the hotel, I took the class, and then the day after the class, it was a 2-day class. The day after the class, I moved down to Seoul, but I still had to stay in a hotel for about a week or maybe 5 days. 5 days. I stayed in a hotel in Seoul, Gangnam, um, where I now live. Yeah, I live in Gangnam. And yeah. So now right. So now I am going to be having business meetings with people that I have met through Invest Korea Week 2022. Well, companies I have met through Invest Korea Week 2022. I also have like contacts that I've met through LinkedIn that I'm going to be meeting with throughout, I guess, the rest of December and January until February. So I probably won't report back because I don't have much to report on. I will report back once I am able to set up my business and just on the visa process. Oh, I will report back because I'm going to be applying for my visa by myself later this month after Christmas. What day is it? Whatever day it was. So yeah, I'll report back on how that goes. Hopefully that works out because I have to do it by myself. I don't know what I'm doing. I've never immigrated anywhere before. So once I get my visa, then I will be able to establish my business and then I'll have more to report on. Yes. Oh, no. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, the Oasis class was fun. I wish it was given in more languages. Not because of me, but because, just a random review. Many people did not understand the assignments that we were getting because English was not one of their many languages that they speak. So yeah, that's really the only feedback I had on that. I really like it here. I haven't gotten to explore that much, but I do really like Korea and what I've seen so far and the people I've interacted with. So I'm going to do my best to stay here legally and establish my business. Yes. Okay. Bye.